That's United Breweries, one of the stocks that is in focus. We'll now move on to Cipla. That stock's seen a slam dunk. It's down about 5% last I checked it. And that is because the USFDA has issued 8 observations to its Pithampur manufacturing unit. We don't know the nature of these observations, but the street is obviously very, very concerned. Ekta is joining in with more details on this one. Ekta, so how should we read this?
Thanks for that. Well, first the news, Cipla has been issued 8 observations by the US drug regulator for their Pithampur Indore facility. Now, this particular inspection started on the 6th of Feb and ended on the 17th of Feb. Now, Indore is particularly important because it's around 25% of their EBITDA in FY23. That's the estimate. And it manufactures oral solid products as well as respiratory products. Now, the impact is, like you mentioned, the street is watching the nature of these observations. They will watch out for that. Right now, we only know the quantum of the observations, which are 8 in nature. So, in the past, 3 observations have resulted in an adverse reaction by the US drug regulator, and multiple observations have, resulted in a clean chit for a plant as well. But the street is assuming that with 8 observations, the possibility of an adverse reaction or action by the US drug regulator would increase. What this would mean is that the drugs which are filed from the facility might see a delay. Now, one of the key drugs is the inhaler Advair generic, which is filed from this particular plant. The street was anticipating that it would probably be launched in Q1 of FY24. It would now probably get pushed further into FY25, and hence that's a negative. The precedence to go by is that their Goa facility had received a warning letter from the US drug regulator, which resulted in their cancer drug, a Brixon generic, also seeing some amount of delay. Now, a couple of brokerages have written on it. Incred has said that both the products are likely to see a worse competitive landscape in FY25 versus FY24. They've maintained their hold rating. They've cut the target price. Macquarie has an outperform with a target price of 12.35. JP Morgan is holding on to its overweight call with a target price of 12.10. According to them, currently the forecast is that Advair generic would be launched in Q1 of FY24. It would be around a 5 to 6% contribution in terms of EPS in FY24 and FY25. So the stakes are high for the Indore facility. It's one of their key important facilities. But remember, the proof of the pudding really lies in the eating. So we'll wait by for the Form 483 to come and to see how adverse the observations actually are.
Important